haven't felt so gorgeous, so sexy ever before in my life. I never thought that at the age of 32, I will feel so alive. And जब आई थी तब तो like बहुत ऐसे था कि I'm only gonna do ads and films, that's all, like, you know, I'm not gonna do TV. It was for a month's cameo, but I acted so bad that they reduced it to 10 days. You know, once I was in Infinity Mall and I saw Ankita Lokhande, and I called up my sister and I was like, listen Didi, I saw तेरी वो Pavitra Rishta की अर्चना, I saw, and I was telling her, oh my god, she's so beautiful, she's so pretty. सामने से तो नहीं बोलता है कोई that oh TV actor, no, sorry, we can't take you. But eventually I think it does become a little barrier, you know. It was not my personal decision of now transitioning from television to OTT. It happened because I was failing at that point. I started having self-doubts ki yaar, is my career over? So I will say that 2020 was a very transformational year for me. And then there is, you know, this guy who's opposite me, who's a nice guy, helping me through the scenes. So yeah, I mean, I just went with the flow. There is hurt, there is pain, there is a lot of baggage, because you have to handle your personal life, you have to handle your fans who are really upset with you. Yeah. I mean, they feel betrayed. We just wish well for each other, and there is only love. I try my best to keep that Dehradun girl still intact and not like get lost in the this thing of the city.
She has never failed to impress me with her charm, and I am sure I'm not the only one saying that. There are millions of people who will agree with that. Her smile, her voice, her face, and I can go on. She is the amazing, the beautiful, the charming Asha Negi, and today I'm sitting with her for an exclusive conversation only on Bollywood Bubble. So firstly, Asha, welcome to Bollywood Bubble.
Thank you, Akash. I'm so glad I didn't fail you, you know. When you said that, I was like, oh, I'm so glad I didn't fail you.
So we'll start from the beginning. Firstly, why acting? How did your foray into acting happen when you decide that this was the career you wanted to do?
So, bachpan se it was there that I want to become a heroine. Not even like acting क्या होता है मुझे नहीं पता, मुझे heroine बनना है, like, you know, that was there. And I was like, it was all about getting famous and dancing like those heroines that I used to watch. I grew up on Kajol, Preeti Zinta, Juhi Chawla. And that made me feel ki, okay, one day I will also go to Bombay. I will also, you know, I will get films. I'll dance like them. I'll act like them. But no, acting ka nahi tha. I just basically wanted to become a heroine. And I remember this once. I was going to college with my best friend, and I saw this pamphlet of Miss Uttarakhand that used to happen there every year. And I saw it, and I'm like, I want to participate, you know. And then I came home and I showed my parents, like, I want to go for this. But they were like, they did not react much. They were like, हाँ इसको ऐसे भूत चढ़ते रहते हैं, कभी कुछ करना होता है, कभी कुछ चाहिए होता है, ये सब. हाँ ठीक है. But I was very serious about it, and I participated, and yeah, I mean, I won. So
कुछ तो था.
पता नहीं कुछ था या क्या था, but definitely that worked as a stepping stone for my career, and I gained a little confidence through it. And I remember the main guy who is just, I mean, who holds these pageants, Miss Uttarakhand pageants, Dalip sir, he's very close to me, and I told him this thing. Then he convinced my parents. I literally had to starve for 2 days. Because my parents, they were not agreeing. Nobody was in the family agreeing for letting me go to Bombay. And I didn't eat for 2 days. Then फिर वो होता है ना, मम्मी पिघल गई थोड़ा. फिर मम्मी ने पापा को convince किया. तो मुझे था, मम्मी पापा convince हो गए. अभी sisters are not here. They live in different cities. And like that. Yeah. तो मतलब उनका मुझे पड़ी नहीं है. मम्मी पापा आप मान गए ना. चल मुझे जाने दो please. बाबूजी मुझे जाने दो. So yeah, I came to Bombay, and luckily, like, I'm so grateful to that friend of mine, Karishma Rawat. She was there. She was giving auditions. So I used to go with her, give auditions. And जब आई थी तब तो like बहुत ऐसे था कि I'm only going to do ads and films. That's all. Like, you know, I'm not going to do TV. But then I realized कि firstly मैं कुछ सीख के नहीं आई हूँ. कुछ theatre नहीं किया है, कुछ acting नहीं किया है. So maybe if I get something, whatever it is, I should be grateful.
Yeah.
कि मिल गया, because इतनी बेवकूफ गधी लड़की कुछ सीख के नहीं आई है, बस आ गई है पता नहीं क्या कॉन्फिडेंस लेके. So then I realized नहीं नहीं ऐसे थोड़ी होगा. Then I started auditioning for everything, and then television happened. Very very grateful for that. So yeah, I mean I started as a cameo in one show which was even before that, which is called Sapno Se Bhare Naina. So it was for a month's cameo, but I acted so bad that they reduced it to 10 days. And yeah, I gained a little experience through it. Then Bade Achhe Lagte Hain happened. Then after Bade Achhe Lagte Hain, Pavitra Rishta happened.
Yeah.
Then there was
the rest is history.
there was no turning back.
Yeah. But I have to say, like, you started with TV and you started with the biggest name TV has to offer, Ekta Kapoor. So firstly, how did that, you remember the first meeting you had with her, or how did she kind of stumble onto you?
So I remember I gave the audition for some other show, some Sameer Soni show, which was going to come on
Parichay.
Sony Parichay. Yes,
Yeah.
I gave an audition for that. That did not happen, but they called me for Bade Achhe Lagte Hain. And I remember the first time that I met Ekta ma'am was in Australia, because they took me to Australia for some
yeah, I remember.
scenes with Ram sir and Priya ma'am, and that's where I met Ekta ma'am. And I was very scared because she was pissed on some writer or somebody, and she was shouting on call. So I was very pissed कि पता नहीं मुझे ना डांट दे. So I was like, you know, trying to just run away. But then I was doing a scene with Ram sir, and he was so sweet. Like I still remember how Ram sir and Priya ma'am were so supportive, so sweet to me. That's when I remember we had just finished one scene, and Ram sir was like, "You might Ekta, this is Asha. She did a very lovely scene, very nice scene." And I was thinking, man, मैं तो fumble मार रही थी, मैं तो lines बोल रही थी. How sweet of him to introduce me like that. And that was my first meeting with Ekta ma'am.
You might think you might have fumbled, but Ekta ma'am saw a leading face in that you got to kind of continue the legacy that Ankita and Sushant had left behind.
Yeah, I mean, I did Bade Achhe Lagte Hain, and then this one evening they called me for an audition for Purvi, and that's when I gave the audition in the evening, and I could see the rest of the characters. They were finalized. They were all sitting there, and I gave the audition. They told me to go. At night they called me up and they're like, listen, if you get selected, you will get a call tonight, and tomorrow morning you'll have to be at Balaji at 9 for the promotions, for a press meet. And I'm like, okay, fine. तो उस रात तो मुझे नींद नहीं आई. 5 in the morning I got a call that okay, you are selected and you have to come to the office for the press meet. So yeah, I got really happy. I went and the press meet happened. उस वक्त तो कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा था क्या हो रहा है भाई. I was just enjoying it. Very nervous, of course. But the press meet happened and lost सी थी बहुत, like too naive also then, back then. So that's how it happened.
Yeah, but that innocence is still there. That is intact.
Thank you. I try my best to keep that Dehradun girl still intact and not like get
lost in the crowd.
Lost in the this thing of the city.
But did you know about Pavitra Rishta before you auditioned?
Yeah, of course. My sister, I remember, was a huge fan of Pavitra Rishta, and I remember once I was in Infinity Mall and I saw Ankita Lokhande, and I called up my sister and I was like, listen, Nidhi, I saw teri wo Pavitra Rishta ki Archana, I saw, and I was telling her, oh my God, she's so beautiful, she's so pretty. So and then this happened, and I was like, wow, I mean.
So what was the first moment or maybe a first incident you remember when you realized the stardom that Purvi and Arjun had with you?
Yeah, this was, I remember this one time we were called to, I think, South Africa for an event as Arjun Purvi. And that's where I saw that, oh my God, we've become huge. People love us. People are going crazy for us. And I had never experienced something like that. So it was then I remember that we realized that we've become huge. Like you know, this ये जो हम Click Nixon के अंदर काम करते रहते हैं, उसका ही this is the result. Yeah.
But since you started a relationship during that show as well, so and you were so new, did it get a little difficult to handle that media scrutiny, constant scrutiny of it?
I will again say I was just going with the flow. Like I did not think कि oh shit ये हो रहा है या वो हो रहा है. I was just going with the flow, and yeah, I mean at that moment, you know, I've come from Dehradun. I have no idea how the industry happens. I have no, like, I'm struggling through the whole experience of delivering one scene properly, and then there is, you know, this guy who's opposite me, who's a nice guy, helping me through the scenes. So yeah, I mean, I just went with the flow, and yeah, like इतना सोचा नहीं कि oh अब क्या होगा, oh shit पता ना चले, oh shit, like yeah, we were just going with the flow. That's
For
how
the
it
next 8-9 years, you kind of built up on that stardom. You kind of got so much love and affection. You made a name for yourself in the
Yeah.
TV. So when you decided to kind of make that transition
Yeah.
from TV to now films and OTT,
Yeah.
was it difficult to give up that kind of position that you had because the
So-
offers were coming?
Yeah, so I'll tell you, I'll be very frank. After television happened, I was still doing television, but after Pavitra Rishta happened, I did a couple of reality shows. Then I did 2 shows back to back, which got shot in a month. And that's when it was not my personal decision of now transitioning from television to OTT. It happened because I was failing at that point in my career, and the shows were not doing well. I started having self doubts कि यार is my career over, and अब बस अभी वो ये this is the time when people say tata bye bye and they go back to their hometowns. So yeah, I mean those 2 shows didn't work. I was losing hope. I was losing my self confidence. But then yeah, I mean. I'm glad that I did not lose faith, and I'll be very honest, that time was the best teacher for me, and I worked on my जो time मुझे सीखने के लिए नहीं मिला था, जो मैंने on the job सीखा था, बस वही था. I finally went for workshops. I did a lot of retrospection, introspection. I watched a lot of stuff, lot of cinema. Yeah, I think the maximum amount of what do you call inner work
In a way.
happened at that time,
Yeah.
which was like 2.5 years ऐसा कुछ time था. And I also told myself that now I will not be in a hurry to work, because I remember, because इतनी आदत पड़ गई थी ना busy रहने की during पवित्र रिश्ता, कि उसके बाद when I was not having work मुझे ऐसा लगता कि नहीं I can't sit at home. जो भी आ रहा था I was just taking it up and doing it. So I told myself I have to be patient. I have to concentrate on learning at the moment. I shouldn't get all desperate to work now. So I took that time. I learned. I did a lot of unlearning also. And finally, I remember when Barish from Odd Balaji, it came to me. I really liked the script, and yeah, I mean, I just went for it. Yeah.
But as you said, it was a period of self-doubt as well. So was it kind of challenging to kind of pull yourself out of it and kind of remind yourself every day that that is what you are here for, the work that you want to do?
Oh yes, I mean at that point you feel कि अब कुछ नहीं बचा, like you know ये क्या हो रहा है मेरे साथ, and then you also see your friends from television industry or from the industry doing well, and I'm not saying jealousy, but of course you have more self doubts about yourself कि यार मेरा क्या हो रहा है, like you know those questions they haunt you, and so yeah, of course a lot of self doubt. So I feel that those years were like crushing my whatever I had built and like building myself up again. So yeah.
But I have to say, you also have a very successful group of friends. Like you have actors like Karan Vahi.
Yeah.
So when you have people, but that also should must be a motivating factor as well.
Yeah, क्या होता है ना, when you are so deep down in your own this thing, self-doubting phase and stuff, you are so insecure about it that you don't even like. And I think that point I was not so open and so unfiltered as I am now. Like today I can speak about my failures, my insecurities very openly. But तब होता है कि I was not very evolved like that. I was not very emotionally intelligent at that point कि मैं बैठ के बात कर सकूँ. But तब यही होता था little कि oh like you know everybody is doing great work. What is happening with me? What is happening with me? And maybe this is the time that okay, it's over for me. Things like that. Yeah.
And then you got a off from Anurag Basu. So that must have felt ecstatic, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, I remember I had done while that 2.5 wala wo
Yeah.
jo time tha, I did one independent film which was happening in Australia. They were shooting, so like हाँ चलो ठीक है Australia जाने को मिलेगा और कुछ नहीं तो I had done
अच्छी
that.
memories.
Yeah, I had done that, and somehow Tani ma'am, Anurag sir's wife, she had seen some pilot of that independent film that I did, and that's when I think they approached me for this character that I played in Ludo, and yeah, I had gone for a meeting. They didn't even ask me for an audition, no self-test, nothing, and they told me that this is the character and you let us know. So yeah, I mean, I had no reason to say no for that.
Obviously.
Right? Of course, Dada was so supportive. Tani ma'am was so sweet, and Abhishek sir, he was
Yeah.
a sweetheart. He was so
Yeah.
supportive. He used to like encourage me and tell me when I was wrong, when how to do it, how not to do it. Of course, जब OTT पे release हुई थी, there was like lockdown happening. तो ऐसा लगा कि यार big screen पे खुद को देखना था. But then I was like, नहीं यार, you are a part of it. Just be happy about that.
But like 2020, the year was
Yeah.
ending on such a good note for you with Ludo releasing.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
that was also the same year you were kind of having a setback in your personal life as
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
with the long relationship
Yeah.
ending. So, but you portrayed yourself very strongly,
Yeah.
and there was never any bad blood or there was never any
Yeah.
confrontation or anything.
Correct.
So, was it coming organically, or was it like you were pushing yourself? Ki I have to come out of it like that?
I think it did happen organically, and of course you have to push yourself a little because at that moment when you're weak, when you know everything is crumbling around you. So I will say that 2020 was a very transformational year for me when it comes to professional life, personal life, both, and no regrets at all because whatever it is, however it is, you end up learning only about
Yeah.
yourself, you know, and you become a new person, you become a different person. And I feel ki in your life, no, people come, people go. Every person has something to change in you, to offer you. And we don't own anybody, nobody owns us. हम अकेले आते हैं, अकेले जाते हैं. Like I've learned all these things through
Yeah.
these years, and I feel कि just I'm so glad that there are no hard feelings. We just wish well for each other, and there is only love. Like we only want each other to flourish in life, and yeah.
Did it ever happen that the tag of a TV actor came in front of you was used against you when you were making a switch to maybe films or OTT?
I think other people would know it better than I do because सामने से तो नहीं बोलता है कोई that TV actor, no, sorry, we can't take you. But eventually I think it does become a little barrier, you know. Yeah, I mean you do have that baggage, but not that, you know, I have any regrets or anything. I will always be very grateful that I got to learn so much from television, and so many people know me through television. I got so much from television, yeah. Not that I have any regrets. Of course, I'm so grateful, and I will always be grateful. But I feel that, yeah, people do have that perception that, oh, television kiya hai, ya television mein she was famous. So maybe, you know, they do. I think they do rethink about it sometimes, which is a fact. I mean, they do. सामने मुंह पे कोई नहीं बोलता, but I think they do.
Since you said that 2020 was a transformation year, you have come out of it like a butterfly, I'll say, like coming out of its cocoon. And there's a lot of self-love that we see. There's a lot of confidence that we see. There's a belief in yourself and exploring phase. Like your dance videos have become such an immense form of joy for a lot of your fans. So was it always inside you, you think, and it kind of erupted then, or was it something you kind of built up after all the experiences and all the things that had happened with you?
I think it was always inside there, deep down, and I was in my cocoon. I was in a shell, and because 2020 was such a transformational year, is like, you know, they say that before the cocoon or the caterpillar becomes the butterfly, the shell has to break. It is painful, and thing they say about it, no, that it's not very easy to get out of it and become a butterfly. So of course, as I said, 2020 was a transformational year, but there is, of course, there is hurt, there is pain, there is a lot of baggage, because you have to handle your personal life, you have to handle your fans who are really upset with you. I mean, they feel betrayed. So you have to handle everything, and you have to make sure that people aren't hurt, and people also understand that. But I'm sure the fans, especially our fans who are still 15, 16, once they are in their late 20s, they will understand that okay, such is life, things happen, and till the time people are happy, it's great. So I feel yeah, it was a very transformational year, and you explained it very correctly. Like, it was a feeling that I came out of my cocoon and became a butterfly, and I'm still transforming. So I feel that a lot of, through this transformation, I get this urge of learning new things now, working on myself more. As I said, I was very lost. I was just doing work. I was just enjoying the fame. But कभी वो जो inner realizations होती हैं, retrospection, introspection, वो सब होते हैं, वो इतना हुआ नहीं था. And finally, when you go through a tough time, and you have time to think about yourself, you want to work on yourself, you want to become a better person, a lot of that happens, I feel. And that's what started happening from 2020. And I started self-prioritizing, working on myself, working on my fitness, working on my diet, my fitness regime, learning new things, unlearning a lot. So I think ये process तो चलता ही रहेगा. And I think I never thought that at the age of 32 I will feel so alive, and I will feel that age is just a number. And like, I'll be very frank, Akash, I haven't felt so gorgeous, so sexy ever before in my life. I feel this is the best phase of my life, and I'm really like living it, enjoying it, making the most of it, want to become a better person, want to learn more, do more work, and
But like going forward, has that the idea of what you want to do next changed for you?
I feel that I now know that abhi tak there was a lot of self-doubt within, that कि मैं ये नहीं कर पाऊँगी, मैं वो नहीं कर पाऊँगी, मैं ये नहीं कर सकती, वो नहीं कर सकती. But I feel now I feel more ready to do anything and everything. I want to do everything. I want to do OTT, I want to do films, I want to do South films, I want to do Hollywood. Like एक time था जब मुझे लगता था हाँ, Bollywood में तो कुछ कर ले, Hollywood में क्या करेगी? But now I feel like no, like why would I say that to myself? I feel so bad about that, and I just want to give myself a lot of love, a lot of confidence, a lot of faith कि you can do anything. There are these barriers, these limitations that you feel are created by you. You can just go and win the world. So just go for it. So that clarity, that confidence has come now, which is so nice.
But this has been an amazing time I had with you,
Same
talking to you. And I just feel much more closer to you after hearing your story. And I hope we are going to be taking contemporary classes together after this.
I really hope. I really want to learn contemporary.
Yeah, we will do that together. But thank you so much, Asha, for sharing your story with us. And it has been a pleasure knowing you on screen. And after today, it has been a pleasure knowing you off screen as well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Akash.